All right.
It is the International Bowl here at AT&T Stadium as athletes from across the country gear up for USA Football's Super Bowl today. It's game one of a four-game set here at AT&T Stadium, and it features the under-14 Stars against the under-14 Stripes, and it should be a really good matchup today with a litany of talent littered all over both rosters today. My name is Scott Garner alongside Marcus Price. And Marcus, it's always fun to come out to this stadium and this venue. It's also a lot of fun to watch kids this age, this talented, gearing up for the rest of their career.
I tell you, it's a great experience for these kids to be here, to have a chance to play against national talent for the very first time, and to really give a chance to showcase what they can do and what they can do in a field like this. But this is a great experience, a great day to play this game where these guys can take part of this event.
You know, you played in the NFL for 11 seasons, and you know how important it is to develop fundamentals and get with a good program and get with great coaches, and that's what these players have the opportunity to do.
It's all about exposure and learning. A lot of times when you play in your own school, that sets the barometer by what you think that you should achieve. But when you get to see kids from across the nation and you see where the talent really lies, you can learn the most from these games and being in this atmosphere and knowing that the next level in which you need to play. And that's what these kids get from competition like this, where they actually have to, raise their game, kind of see where they're at amongst their peers and take the next step along their future careers.
Now, these Stripes are ready to go, and we've just seen the Stars break through their football blow-up helmet along the end zone to our right, but these teams have been together for about a week with the current coaching staff, and they start in, and after 2 or 3 days, they have all the positions set, they have all of the rosters set, and then it's about executing. And these two teams actually scrimmaged each other a couple of days ago, and they learned a lot about each other. They had a chance to make corrections yesterday, and here they are at AT&T Stadium.
This is a chance they can showcase the fundamentals of the game, because you're not going to have an extensive playbook, but you have a chance to show what you can do one-on-one.
National anthem today. International Bowl 9 here at AT&T Stadium. Scott Garner with you today as this Stripes team really came out here earlier today. They had a good warm-up today. They're ready to go. They're going to be featuring a guy by the name of Jake Strong. Terrific football IQ as a quarterback. Unusual to hear coaches laud a guy that's 7th going on 8th grade in that, something of that nature.
A lot of times coaches get excited when you see kids have natural talent and they're able to absorb information at a fast rate, because those kids can learn and they can excel in really short span of time. And so just imagine if you could have him for the season and you're coaching him up and he's part of your team, and now he's really excelling to the next level. That always get a coach excited when the kid can respond to coaching and implement those things that you're teaching them on the field.
Coach is getting the Stripes ready to go there, and one of the things that they had a chance to talk with us about today, seeing Coach Brad Smiting there, getting his team ready to go. One of the things they talked about was getting together as a family, learning each other, understanding what guys can do. And they talked about how unusual it is to see the timing of the offense as good as it has been the last few days.
That's one of the most important things, is to bring these guys together, because that type of chemistry takes a long time to build. So when you have an all-star week, you want to have guys to fill each other out as best they can, because in that manner they'll be able to feel what their teammates can do. And that type of chemistry on offense especially shows up when the timing improves, guys play together, quarterbacks know what their receivers can do, and that type of cohesiveness makes the offense run more efficiently.
Stars win the opening toss. They have deferred to the second half. Stripes will get the ball to start. To see Jake Strong and his football IQ on display here early on. It's going to be Jake Strong and also Jackson Smolik. Those will be the two signal callers today. Running backs will be Craig and Bryant. Excited to see these guys play. A lot of these stripes are from Texas. Stars coming from all over the nation. USA football has really grown in popularity over the last few years.
Yeah, they've done a great job of really taking what kids can take part of in football in the off season and have greater exposure with playing with kids in different areas of the country, but then also providing other resources where they can get involved in, where they can learn more about the game itself.
AT&T Stadium, the mecca of sports venues here in the Great Southwest, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Built about 10 years ago. Seats close to 100,000. They just had the AT&T Cotton Bowl Classic here about a week or so ago. And, you know, for a kid that's 14, 15 years old to play in a place like this, how incredible is that?
Man, this is amazing. I mean, even after 10 years, this is probably the best football venue in the world to play in. So for these kids to have this opportunity, man, it has to feel tremendous.
Stars a little pooch kick to start. Through the hands of Craig, who has to go race it down. And he gets tracked down from behind. They lose yardage on the opening kickoff.
That is a great tracking down play. A lot of times when you play special teams in an all-star game, that's probably the last thing that the kids really get, and how important that is in this instance when that ball is kicked off and knowing it is live and a sense of urgency. So great job by the Stars covering that kick.
Stripes beginning on their own 13-yard line to get things set up today. Fans getting here early. They opened the gates about 2 hours ago. Fans started to come in. A lot of parents here today, a lot of family members, scouts, seeing some scouts out and about.
Yeah, this is the age where the recruiting process begins, believe it or not. You know, colleges want to know what freshmen that are out there that they perceive is going to be prospects in the future.
Jake Strong going to give it on the very first play to Andre Craig, but not too much. This Stars team prides itself on great playmaking abilities. We saw DeJuan Samuels make a good play to start.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that this type of offense will do, it will showcase what guys really can do, especially in open space.
2nd and 11 for the Stripes. Out of the pistol formation, Craig get a chance to tote it again, but not too much. Well, they are stingy in the middle. This Stars team is pretty tough at the defensive tackle spot. Fortenberry, the linebacker, the 5'6", 135-pound Mike, getting in there from Clovis, California.
And, you know, that is important to see how these linebackers can react and close on the offense they normally face.
Stripes spread it out on 3rd and long. Look out, big pressure. There's that defensive playmaking ability. Man, they get there in a hurry. Canton Kemp wasting no time.
Kent did a great job of what we call an inside move, where he comes in, setting up the tackle. One thing about it, you know, when you come inside, you actually pose a problem for a tackle, especially a young tackle that like to turn his shoulders a lot, and they don't recognize the fact that staying square, that fundamental step in blocking, is so important when you pass blocking for a quarterback.
Defense wins a lot of games, especially big games. You get into championship football. This is sort of the Super Bowl of USA football, and they get ready to go on defense. See, they don't rush much in the punting game. Special teams is where a lot of guys get hurt, as we end up seeing Ashton Cozart making a good running catch of that punt.
Yeah, what they want to do is make it more safe, especially during an all-star game, because it takes a lot of time to practice special teams where guys are doing the right technique, where they're not putting themselves in harm's way.
So the Stars will go on offense after just a 23-yard punt, the plus 32-yard line. Brandon Stewart, the quarterback, he's going to toss it to the first play of the game, and well out of the reach of his intended target. Way too tall for Cozart. Stars is blue, Stars is white. 2nd down and 10 for the Stars. Set up in great field position after they force a 3-and-out. Pistol handoff. The ball may be loose. I think it's out.
Yeah, and I think that the Stripes may have that ball.
They do. How about a rugby scrum of a fumbled ball on the very first handoff of the game?
That's one of the things you will see in the All-Star game because quarterback and running backs have not worked a lot together. This is the chemistry portion of the game where you will see these type of mistakes take place. But great play by the Stripes to react to that ball and get that fumble back.
So that football picked up, and the Stripes get it right back. So they fumble on the opening possession. And the Stripes, after they did very little on offense, in fact, they lost 7 yards in their opening possession, have it back. We are early in this ball game, 10 minutes to go. First quarter. Jet sweep. How about a reverse? Here's Ashton Kozart. He got taken down to the backfield. Wow, that play took a long, long time to develop.
Well, when you run a double reverse, you try to get the team to over pursue. But in this instance, the Stars, the Stripes did not really get a lot of motion from the Stars to move with the ball to get a double reverse move. So it takes a while for that play to develop, but it's all built around the fact that you're getting a defense to move in a certain way.
Well, Aiden Fortenberry doing a really nice job there on defense. Going to try to go to the air. Ball came out, and I don't think his hand was coming forward. Should be incomplete.
I think he lost the ball. I mean, he tried to come out, and it seems that as soon as he released the ball fell out of his hand. So that's just a case of being young and trying to get your hand and grips around the ball.
Jake Strong, not a huge quarterback. In fact, he's small in stature, but he's got a great IQ. Certainly not an overly large build here. Going to go to the air here. Just a quick pass. Find the connection on third down and long. Boyd the catch, only for a gain of about 5. It'll be punt time again for the Stripes for the second time in a row.
Well, that was a great play, to get a nice throw, nice safe play on third and long. When you're an offensive play caller, there's only so many plays you'll be able to call on 3rd and 10 yards or more.
So they lose 5 yards on this possession after losing 7 on their opening possession. They are in the negative in terms of offense. The Stripes have to punt this thing away again. Better punt this time from Tyler Morgan. Ball almost fair caught, muffed. Will Stallings Jr. covers it. And we got a chance to take our first time out of the day. Scoreless time here at AT&T Stadium in the International Bowl, under 14. .8:11 to go. Stars have the ball back, this time at their own 39-yard line after they force yet another punt, their second of the day. They're going to swing it out left to Green, who's got a big carry after the catch. All the way down inside the Stripes' 25-yard line. 33 yards.
Carson Green showcases his speed. He get out there on the outside. He takes off. One of the good things he does, he catches the ball on the move, and he stays in bounds. And it shows some of the natural ability of being able to make people miss, and just a tremendous job on that play.
Job by Carson Green on first down here. They fake the handoff. And the QB, Anderson's got it. He's the more athletic of the two that they'll use today. Big carry up the left sideline again. They pick up 20 more down to the 5-yard line.
That's a great job by Anderson. He's able to read it in and use his speed to get to the outside. And that's one thing that an athletic quarterback will provide for you. It gives you the ability to attack the outside of the defense.
62 yards on the first 2 plays of this drive. They're going to try the middle on a handoff. Not much.
Got stuffed in the middle, but great job by the Stripes. Stuff in that middle.
Yeah, Michael Lewis, big, strong running back. He's going to line up behind the quarterback. This time, reverse out. Perhaps a busted play. And tracking him down from behind. The Stripes do a job here. Zekiel Anderson trying to get to the edge, but we see the Stripes defense come into play.
Yeah, it started out as a busted play, and Zekiel tried to make something out of nothing. What quarterbacks learn is when you have something that may happen during the play, you just try to make the best out of something, but try not to have a negative play that negatively impact your team.
Ryan Hill out of Alpharetta, Georgia, able to force him to the sideline to set up 3rd and goal from the 10. Anderson fired out left. Ball's picked off. Got a chance to score. This will be 90 yards if he goes. But the Stars get him in Stars territory.
Great interception by Jacob Lindsey. He read the play. He saw the running back come right out there in the flats, looked at the quarterback eyes, and did not hesitate. Close on the ball. He almost had a pick six, almost got away, but that was a good job of him reading the quarterback eyes and closing on the ball.
Boy, Jacob Lindsey. Great run after the catch, but again, this Stars team has a lot of speed. It's one of the reasons why the Stripes offense has struggled early on. They may do it with defense, though, today.
I tell you, they're doing a good job of flying around. And that's one of the things in the All-Star game that will benefit you is when you have a lot of team speed.
6:35 to go here in the first quarter. Stripes and Stars scoreless. We've seen a couple of giveaways on each side here. Handoff left side. Gets the edge inside the 20. 10-5, a touchdown. John Bryant takes it the distance. 40 yards.
Great job by Bryant keeping it to the outside. When you have speed and you know you have that part of your arsenal, you can always set the defense up by attacking them straight on, as you see here, reading his blocks. Once he gets to the outside, it's all natural ability. And a great job by the receiver blocking downfield, which led to the touchdown.
So John Bryant with a 40-yard touchdown run. Here comes the point after for the Stripes. First score of the game. And that kick is good. So with 6:24 to go here in the first, the Stripes and the Stars battling at AT&T. The Stripes on the board first. The Stripes don't take long after they get the interception returned by Josh Lindsey of 50 yards. 40-yard touchdown run by John Bryant, giving the Stripes A 7-0 lead here in our 14 and under game, or under 14 game here at the International Bowl, as these two teams again started playing about a week ago together, and the Stripes have the advantage. Again, another miscue by the Stars, who have turned it over a couple of times on offense. They've got to go race down the muff kick, and they'll begin 80 yards away.
That's why it's so important to make sure that your guys who are handling the ball on kickoffs and punts secure the ball. That's the first responsibility, and they're learning that experience being in this game.
Even special teams at this age level, always a question mark. You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, because it's almost like you have a new team on the field, all new techniques, and so those things have to come together, and it actually raises the kids' IQ of the game.
Ben Hammer, the head coach of this Stars team, I'm sure hoping that his team can get back on track after they have given it away the first two times they've had the ball. Tried the middle and not very much for Dorian Graham. Brennan Stewart is in at quarterback, but this Stripes team making some plays. Brian Bates in the middle.
I'll tell you, the defensive line is doing a great job of sealing the middle, to giving the linebackers the lanes that they need to make the tackles.
Wyatt Gordon, that linebacker, 5'7", 125, getting there first from Lake Tapps, Washington. 2nd and 9. Ball almost picked off here as, again, the Stars go to the air. It bounces off the shoulder pads of Connor Combs. Got to catch it with your hands.
Yeah, I think that was part of the case of being in the stadium for the first time. People don't know at this time of the day the sun shines on this side of the stadium, and it's difficult for these kids to adjust to that, especially throwing the ball to the right side of the field.
Brandon Stower, again, very composed for his age. He's just trying to move the sticks here. This Stars team down by 7 early. 3rd and 9. It's going to scramble this time. Stower forced to the sideline and taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Big sack for the Stripes, who capitalized after getting the interception on their last possession, cashing that into points, and now they force the punt.
The Stripes get a great job bringing pressure on the right side, and that forced the quarterback to go out to the right, where he actually had limited time to throw the ball, and that just was a great job of pursuit and closing by the Stripes team.
That Ty Weber doing a good job of running him down, that linebacker, 5'10", 170 out of Topeka, Kansas. See the Stars boot this thing away again. Devin Granados, 5'9", 135-pound punter out of New Mexico. Personnel always an issue here on special teams too at this age. Taking his time. And that punt will be killed at the 40-yard line by the Stripes' Jacob Lindsey. So the Stripes take over 40 yards away, trying to add to a 7-0 lead. As we mentioned before, this is sort of the Super Bowl for USA football here. It's the International Bowl, as teams from across the nation and across the globe get together today. This is the first of 4 here at AT&T Stadium. Stripes again set up just 40 yards away on the plus 40-yard line. They're going to go to the ground game here to Bryant again. He's got a hole inside the 35, and he picks up a first down inside the Stars 30.
Brian is showing a knack of vision that coaches love. He's able to hit the hole and see how you have to really approach the hole and then use your explosion to get outside. That's some great natural ability that Bryant has.
And John Bryant, good job at running back. Quick pass out by Smolik. Ball caught. Great move. He's close to another Stripes first down and a gain of close to 8.
You can see that the Stripes are getting more confident. They're running with a little bit more speed. The quarterback is getting the ball out. And they're doing some things that's getting them on a rhythm. And let's see how the Stars respond.
Seeing a lot of quick passes into the boundary here from Jackson Smolik.
That's one of the things that actually helps a young quarterback to get him on rhythm, getting the ball out of his hands, and get it to his playmakers to make plays. Smolik
hands off to Louis Adams on 2nd down and 3, and they plug it up in the middle. Not much. So it'll be 3rd down and short for the Stripes. But again, capitalize on the second turnover of the game by the Stars in the quarter on their last possession. Get a 40-yard touchdown run by Ajon Bryant. This time the Stripes will go with Craig at running back. Smolik going to swing it out to Craig. They force him back inside, and he makes two guys miss to get a first down in the red zone.
Craig did a great job. He was virtually stopped in the backfield, but it was all his ability to make guys miss. As you see, as he catches the ball here in the flat, there's a defender right in his face, and he makes the move inside to get those yards necessary to get the first down.
Well-designed play, nothing complicated there.
No, nice and simple execution play. Get it to your best athletes and see if they can make the play.
Stripes on 1st and 10 in the red zone. Oh, nice break of a tackle. Again, Louis Adams all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. 17 yards on the scamper.
Louis Adams did a great job of reading the defensive end. This is called an option read for the quarterback. As he looks at the defensive end, if he closes to the running back, he keeps it. And he does a great job of keeping it outside and using his speed to get the score.
17 yards on the touchdown run for Smolik. And the Stripes have a 2-score advantage here. The under 14 International Bowl at AT&T. Second PAT booted through by Tyler Morgan. And the Stripes are at it front 14-0 here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. The Stripes with this 14-under team doing a really good job on offense of capitalizing on some Stars mistakes here early on, and they've got a 14-0 lead as a result. As see Jackson Smolik after a 17-yard touchdown scamper on really a read option, 5'8", 130 pounds out of Adel, Iowa. And they really like him.
You know, he's doing a great job. He's feeling more comfortable and he's getting the ball out of his hands at a good rate, and that settles a quarterback down to where, you know, they can play the way they normally play, and he's doing a great job with that.
Stars getting a good run back from Carson Green just shy of the 40-yard line, and that's where they will begin, down by 2 scores. Late first quarter here in the International Bowl, as these two teams again getting together about 2-3 days ago, scrimmaging, and it always helps to know each other and to know your opponent.
Yeah, you know, once you start to know each other, you know, out of all the schemes and everything that goes on, it eventually gets back to one-on-one matchups where guys can showcase what they can do.
Read option here. This time Anderson's going to keep trying to get to the edge. They tried to set it, couldn't. Flash coming in everywhere.
Anderson doing a good job of getting outside, but as you know, sometimes when you run outside and your blockers are outside and they get their hands to the outside, there's always a case for holding out there in the perimeter.
See what the call is from our lead official today. It's going to be holding against this Stars team that has been troubled by turnovers and now a big penalty. It's a personal foul, face mask, I should say, against the Stripes.
Okay.
15 yards and an automatic first down. That'll help them out a little bit.
I tell you, once the Stars get settled down, they'll be fine. As you can see, the face mask here, Oh, that was whenever the referee see the helmet pulled all the way around, that's always going to get the flag.
So the face mask penalty giving the Stars good field position. Plus 40-yard line. Fired off into the boundary on 1st and 10 to Woodyard. He's one of the better athletes on this Stars team, and he picks up close to first down yardage before he's forced to the sideline.
That's what the Stars need to do. They need to get the ball out to the perimeter, get it to their athletes, get the quarterback to settle down and just gain a little confidence and rhythm.
See, the Stars team really likes to spread out the Stripes, who are really known for their speed in the secondary. Oh, muff snap again. The Stars may turn it over for the 3rd time, and they do.
I tell you, once again, this is where the lack of practice shows up. When the quarterback handed the ball out to the running back. In that instance, the quarterback has to be responsible to make sure he sits it in that, they call it the bread basket, put it right in the belly, but he missed and handles the snap, and it throws his rhythm out to hand the ball off for the running back. So great job by the Stripes recovering the ball, and they continue their momentum.
That's funny. There's an old adage in football, Marcus, that you turn the ball over 3 times in the game, you should lose. You turn it over 4 times, you're going to lose. They got to be careful here.
Yeah, turnovers is a big issue because it changes the momentum of your team. And if a team already has momentum, it's giving them the ball back. That's a hard thing to recover in the game. We used to always say, hey, the team that wins the turnover game usually win the game in most cases.
So the Stripes will have it back. That Stars defense has been out there a long time here in this first quarter. And now we see the Stars with a miscue here. Smolik having a hard time grabbing it, trying to sprint out, lost it, but he got it back.
It seemed like he just mishandled the ball as the snap came in, hit his hands and snapped right out. Sometimes when you're in the shotgun, quarterbacks tend to look up the field before they catch the ball, and he may have just that split second missed the ball coming to his hands.
Well, these kids under 14, they get a little antsy playing at a place like this. Smolik going to swing it out again. This time he goes incomplete, looking for Andre Craig again. Had he done that on the last time they swung it, it would have been a fumble, but that one was forward.
Right, just slightly forward for where the guys are. And sometimes when you look at the game like this, kids that are under 14 playing in a venue like this, it has to be a little overwhelming for them to play this game. So the nerves is going to be part of it. But as they continue to play, as the game kind of moves on, they're going to get back into their groove of just playing football like they always have.
Long 3rd down here for the Stripes, 3rd and 15. They haven't been here that much. Smolik's got to step up in the pocket, buying himself some time, but he's down. They yank him down for a loss of 4 inside the 25-yard line. Great play defensively by this Stars team as Aiden Fortenberry able to get in there and grab it.
Great job by Fortenberry to close on the play. Smolik trying to extend to get it out. He didn't stop pursuing. Great job.
14-zip in favor of the Stripes. This is what the Stars are known for. That strong defense. 2 scores, but it's early. So after the punt, it rolls inside the 45-yard line. And that's where it's killed. So the Stars will go back on offense here, down by 2 scores. But again, as we mentioned a moment ago, Marcus, still early in this game.
If they just hold on to the ball, the quarterback is getting in a good rhythm. The offense are starting to find their legs. If they just settle down and just minimize the turnovers and just move the ball down the field, they can get back into this game.
Brandon Stewart going into quarter number 2. 0 for 2 today. Completes his first pass of the day. A really nice stiff arm by Cozart. And he fights his way back to the line of scrimmage before he's forced out of bounds. It was a really hard 2 yards they picked up after the catch.
That is a strong catch and run by Ashton Cozart. Did a great job of just securing the ball and really trying to make a play to get downfield.
Cozart's their playmaker. He's a guy that they go to on the edge.
You can tell he has strong hands, and he's a pretty nice-sized kid that plays physical. That always works well for a receiver.
Both teams, after the first quarter, stuck on 59 yards as we have whistles before the snap here. Flag down. So the Stars will get 5 yards here. The offsides. Second down and short. In terms of penalties in that first quarter, we only saw 1 flag. That was against the Stripes. Penalty number 2 against the Stripes. Will they go to the air here? Stewart looking downfield and couldn't quite complete it up the seam as it goes incomplete to set up 3rd and short.
Stewart did a great job of trying to extend the play. What he really wanted the receiver to do is to go downfield. But that's the chemistry issue part when you have kids that don't play with each other to read the quarterback. And usually the rule of thumb, if the quarterback scrambles, receivers start to learn to go downfield first and to open up a lane for him.
It's 3rd down and short. And they're going to go to Lewis here and see if he can push the pile, and he does. He gets the first down. Needed 3, got 4, and so the Stars, who are down by 14 here, have something going.
Lewis did a great job of turning his legs. He understood that he just needed those few yards to give his team a chance to get the first down.
He's really big, really strong. Micah Lewis out of Fort Lauderdale. This time Stewart going to go to the air, and he's going to look for another playmaker. This ball is caught. Cozart, touchdown. 45 yards, and the Stars strike back.
Cozart did a great job of the double move. He actually was held, but he fought through it and really closed on the ball, caught it in stride. Great job by Stewart leaving the ball out there for him to catch it. Did a great job, great pitch and catch, great score. And now the Stars are back into the game.
Boy, how much does that help a sideline?
Oh man, it gives the sideline all the confidence in the world. You see a 2-score game, you try to come back, you have a couple of turnovers. You just need that one big play, so you really infuse your team to kind of come back with the energy to compete in the game.
Some Swerbles boots it through to make it a 14-7 game. Well, really nice play. Again, we talked about playmakers, and that time Ashton Cozart on the pump fake, getting a nice release to the outside, and a little contact there as the ball arrived, and he was able to stay focused. He
did a great job of just really going through the catch. A lot of coaches call it going through the catch. You're going to run your routes, you may get bumped, but can you focus on the ball all the way, secure it, so you can make those big plays? And he did a great job of handling that ball and getting to the end zone.
5'8", 128-pound wide receiver. Puyallup, Washington. And we'll be hearing his name, I'm sure, at the college level before not too long. Only 4 or 5 years, these guys are thinking about college.
Oh yeah, not too long. And believe it or not, a lot of your Division I programs, they start offering scholarships around your sophomore year. So we're talking about a 2-year span where they try to identify the prospects that are coming out there. And one of the things that they cover in receivers is size, speed, and soft hands. And he displays that on a number of occasions. He definitely would be a prospect that the college coaches would be looking at.
We've seen a lot of possessions here today, Marcus. It's hard when you get teams like this together to extend drives. 4 plays is the longest drive we have seen today. We'll see if the Stripes can answer here with a drive of their own. Pretty good return of this kickoff by Ryan Boyd, close to midfield. So the Stripes will begin on their own 42-yard line with a 14-7 advantage. So the first quarter numbers for these Stripes, we saw Ajon Bryant with that touchdown of 40 yards, 51 yards on just 2 carries in that first quarter. Jackson Smolik was 1 of 2. Jake Strong 1 of 1. So they come out with here Connor Clark is going to be the quarterback right now for this Stripes team. This is their 3rd quarterback that they've used. Ajon Bryant, who had over 50 yards in the first quarter, this time only manages 3 feet.
You know, the Stars did a great job of really staying in their lanes, not providing a lane for Bryant to run. Once he gets an opening, you can tell he has the explosion to get through the lanes and really make some damage, some headway, because he has some great speed, he has great explosion seeing those lanes. So the Stars did a great job of staying home. The defensive end stayed home, kept us contained, so the linebacker come through and finish off the play.
See the Stripes over 40 yards on the ground, and big pressure here, and down he goes. Wow. Connor Clark gets lit up on the second snap from scrimmage for the 3rd quarterback that the Stripes have used. Connor Clark, 6'2", 165, and boy, he got a wake-up call.
I tell you, that was a great inside move by DeJuan Samuel. Was from Englewood, New Jersey. He came inside and it's really exploded. He surprised the quarterback. He came in so fast, he didn't get a chance to see him come. That was a great move.
They love Samuels. He's really fast. He's really physical, Marcus. He faked to the outside and gave him the little inside move, as you mentioned.
I tell you, he has one of the things college coaches love: size and length.
Now that quick pass intended for Landon Loomis sets up 3rd down and 14. I don't think Loomis expected it.
You can see how, you know, the Stars making that touchdown, how it affects the whole team. The defense is now playing faster. They're flowing to the ball. They're into the game. That's what happens when you have big plays, when you're down, and your team really gets the energy to come back.
So 4th down for the Stripes here, and they've got to kick it away. Stars with some momentum here early second quarter. 9:50 to go. Stripes boom it away. Louis Adams. Ball fair caught. The 40-yard line by the Stars' Will Stallings Jr. And yards on the ground. The Stripes with 46. Meanwhile, the Stars with just 18 today. So here come the Stars again. Early second quarter. A 45-yard touchdown from Stewart to Cozart on their last possession. This time Anderson at quarterback is going to hand off. Stars pick up 5. Here's a flag, comes in late. The officials, some of the top officials in the nation, they're going to wave this one off.
Well, the good no call. The Stars actually came out and really pounded the ball. They need to get the ball inside. It's a good first down play. You don't ever want to really start the second down play with second and long. So great job.
And Dorian Graham is really shifty. Has to block here as that swing pass gets deflected at the line of scrimmage. Stripes really fired up on defense. Aiden Barrera gets his hands up.
Aiden did a great job of really playing the ball. He saw that he was getting to the quarterback, jump, block the ball. That's what they teach defensive linemen to do. If you cannot get to the quarterback, deflect the ball.
Boy, no matter what sport you're talking about, football, basketball, hockey, deflections are really what great defenses are built upon. This time, Anderson going to be asked to roll out on 2nd down and 6, and he's short of the first down instead of 3rd and short for the Stars.
Now we start to see the energy of both teams really come out and play. You're going to start to see guys become more comfortable, flowing to the ball fast on offense and on defense.
Zekiel Anderson, a great athlete, dual threat. We'll see if they don't get him to the edge here. In jumps, flags fly, maybe a free play, but now they're going to stop it as couple of defenders unabated to the quarterback. It'll be an offsides call. It'll be a first down for the Stars, so they don't have to convert.
That's one thing about it. One thing a young quarterback will learn, when you have plays like that, you want to take advantage of going downfield. That's one of the things that these guys will learn in games like this, of looking back at it and seeing what they can accomplish and what they can grow from as they move on from the game going to the next season.
Zekiel Anderson. They expect him to be a big-time quarterback at the high school level. And he's going to roll out here, try to show some speed. Runs to the sideline, strung him out nicely. And you force him out of bounds, stringing him out for only a gain of 1 or 2, and you've done your job. Yeah, one of the things that coaches teach is when you play that outside containment, that you keep your shoulders square, forcing the quarterback or any runner to have to stretch the field, and hopefully the support from defense will force them out of bounds with minimal gain. Second down and 8 for the Stars. They're down by 7. Roll him out this time to the left. Nice pump fake, and down he goes. Beautiful play from the backside by Weber. Ball loose, picked up by the Stripes. He lost it all the way down to the 31-yard line.
Another turnover by the Stars. This is what destroys your momentum. You see Anderson gets outside. He tries to let the ball go. Gets sacked, fumble the ball. One of the things that you have to do is secure it, but guess what? The Stripes did a great job of getting on the ball, trying to really score on a turnover. Great job.
They don't have replay here. I thought he might have been close to being down. Let's look at it. Bixby came right up on him. Started to lose it right before the knee, and that ball was live. Yeah, the ball was out. And one of the things that he'll learn as a young quarterback, you always got to secure the ball. When you feel the pressure coming on, secure it, take the loss, punt it away. Ball security always key. This time they'll fire it out left. Good pass by Clark. They get to the edge. This is Craig. Craig inside the 10 as a flag came out in the interior.
Most of the time in this instance it's a holding, but let's see what the referees find.
Nice toss this time. Craig again getting those shoulders squared early, finding the corner.
That's one of the keys of getting outside, is letting your speed get you in a position where you can take off going downfield.
So this one's going to be coming back, blocking the back. So a couple of penalties now on the Stripes. And the Stripes have things going. 14-7 lead. Stars down by 7 here, but they've had the momentum for about the last 8-10 minutes of the ball game. 8:28 to go in the second. This time more whistles before the snap. Fans getting a little restless here.
There's always something to happen late during the game. Everyone gets a little restless.
Connor Clark hands it off with a jet sweep, trying to get to the edge. Ferguson strung out on first down and long here. Defensive play by the Stars.
The Stars did a great job of stretching this out. The jet sweep, they're trying to catch the defense sleeping, especially on the outside. But the outside containment was right there in the spot, and the quarterback was right there on the spot to force a play outside for minimal gain.
They love to use him on this jet sweep. They'll hand it to him on that jet 4 to 5 times a game. That's a little unusual.
Well, it's an effective play when you have speed at that position. It's affecting the linebacker play on the outside.
Clark tosses, boundary caught. This time Ferguson again inside the 20. Out of the 19, fighting for the first down. Got it.
Ferguson showed some great hands on this catch.
Great job by Clark.
He's catching it in the traffic as he turns around. He catches the ball, 2-hand grab, going downfield. Great job by Ferguson, securing the ball for a first down.
Well, that Clark to Ferguson connection might be a good one. You see this quarterback, Clark, with some length, but they're going to go to the ground game here, and Bryant battling his way down to around the 16. Dejon Bryant with a big touchdown run earlier in the half, 40 yards, and now it's second down 7 for this Stripes team, trying to extend this lead out.
You get the sense that the Stripes are finding their stride to get on offense. They're finding their rhythm.
Well, rhythm the key. You see a lot of the defensive ends jumping here. This time a swing pass as the ends were really running upfield. Bryant's got it. 10, 5, inside, new touchdown. 16 yards in the throw and catch.
Great job by the Stripes. They caught the linebackers moving in slow motion. And the person that's responsible for that outside route, pass route, is that outside linebacker. If he hesitates at any moment, that running back would outflank him. And now it's up to the wide receiver making his blocks and the running back making his run in for the score. So great job by the Stripes.
The 6-play drive here. And they cap it off with the touchdown pass. John Bryant, 115 pounds, not huge, but boy is he quick.
One of the things that Bryant does well, he actually reads his blocks. That's one of the things that for a young player, that is a great skill to have.
So the kick on its way, and it's good, and the Stripes have a 21-7 advantage here at AT&T Stadium, under 14 International Bowl. Going to do this thing again. A flag down apparently on the kick. Now, how do you shift illegally when nobody rushes? What are you shifting for?
Well, I guess the guys are still a little bit nervous on these special teams.
Make it a little bit farther here. 26-yard extra point. Use the T at this level. The block. And this is good. So now it's a 21-7 score as the Stripes match their largest advantage midway through this second quarter. International Bowl at AT&T Stadium. Stripes answer here, and they take a 21-7 advantage here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, home of the Dallas Cowboys. International Bowl. 9 under 14 teams playing in the first of 4 games here at AT&T Stadium today. Stripes kick it off. This time an onside kick that's going to be fielded by Wilson at around the 47-yard line. Terrence Wilson for the Stars just grabs it and goes down to 2 knees.
Tell you what, Stars going to start with great field position. And they found a little momentum there on offense that last series. They just have to cut down on the turnovers and really focus on securing that ball to where they can actually get a score.
So the Stripes, I'm sure, excited about taking the 2-score advantage. And the Stars come back out on their own 47-yard line. 7:16 to go here in the half. Go back to the ground game. This is Green to the middle. Big hole. It won't take long. They got him, and he's a yard away from pay dirt on a 52-yard run to the middle.
Carson Green from San Antonio, Texas. He did a great job of exploding up the middle. Offensive line pulling around on a simple counter play, but he hits that hole running and really showcases what he can do once he gets his momentum going through the hole.
Boy, did he. 53 yards on the scamper. I'm going to go right back to him for the touchdown. How about that? Carson Green, you mentioned out of San Antonio, Texas, fast. He's quick. He's the total package. And the Stars are shining on those two plays.
You know, when you look at a kid like that, you're like, wait a minute, this kid is 14 years old. I mean, great vision. I mean, great speed. All the intelligence you wanted as running back. This is what high school and college coaches look for when you see a young prospect like this being as explosive as he is, and being able to really take the ball and explode down the field. Those are things that a coach don't have to teach. And so that's a great plus.
I was really surprised at how fast he got to the second level there. Micah Lewis's PAT is good, making it a 21-14 game. Getting a good look there at Carson Green, big prospect out of San Antonio, 5'6", 130 pounds. Some at 5'8", they give him a couple of inches. Makes his home here in Dallas. He's been at a couple of different places, but Carson Green to the middle. I thought he had a nice lead block there too, as Christian Oliva doing a good job. They really got off there, kind of a combo on that D tackle. You see George Vitecki taken out of the play.
I tell you, that was a great weak side counter is what they call it, when they pull around the right guard and double down to give him a nice simple lane to get through. It's a great play for a running back because he has a designated place that he has to go, and if the line gets on their guys and block, they actually have a good positive place to play the build on. So great job by the Stars that whole series, giving them the confidence to stay into this game. As long as they control the ball and not turn it over, this is going to be a good game going forward for the rest of the game.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you and I talked about how some of these young players can get a little overwhelmed by a venue like this, but it looks like both teams have started to settle down a bit. Yeah,
once you get out of that first quarter, you get out of, hey, I'm in AT&T Stadium, you start to play, and the guys hitting you and you hitting them, all of a sudden, you get back down to playing good old-fashioned football, one-on-one matchups, and that's what you're starting to see in this game.
There are a lot about AAU in the basketball realms, but this USA football is starting to take off. This is sort of the basketball AAU equivalent of football.
It is something that's needed because, you know, America loves football. Everybody want to take part of it. And when you have resources for these kids to kind of grow their game in and have new experiences like this, it does nothing but good things for them, and it's also good for the game.
Great boot by Michael Lewis as we see the Stripes on the sideline here with their coaching staff. Right now the Stripes with a 21-14 advantage inside of 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. International Bowl here in 2018 at AT&T. Been playing this game here for a couple of years.
I tell you, it's a nice venue. I know kids look forward to coming here, and when you have a venue like this and you have this type of visibility, that the next class that's looking at this game, they're going to be excited about coming to play and take part and be invited to this game.
More starting field position of the day for the Stripes, who again with a 7-point advantage and big time pressure on Jake Storer, and they get to him.
DeJuan Samuels once again. I tell you, he shows his ranginess, his movement. He comes off the ball, but I tell you, when college coaches look at defensive end, they're always going to look at the size and the range of a defensive end, and he shows it. He's explosive and comes to make plays. I'm impressed with this young man.
You know, you play defense with your feet, but he showed some really nice finger strength there too.
Oh yeah, when college coaches look at these prospects, the first thing they're going to look at is the size of the feet and those hands, because they're going to project where they're going to be in around 3 years.
Absolutely. You know, these teams don't do a whole lot in terms of being complicated. They're in kind of a conventional defense here, but whistles here. And a timeout going to be called by the Stripes. They want to talk about it. And just as I said that, it looked like they had kind of rotated to maybe a cover 1 or cover 3 there.
Yeah, you know, a lot of times in an all-star game, you're always going to showcase really where guys can have great one-on-one matchups. You know, it's not like a conventional game where you're trying to out-scheme or maybe, you know, overcomplicate it a little bit to confuse people, because you really want to see what kids can do. And so, you know, you may disguise a coverage, you may come on a simple blitz on offense, may disguise a play, but for the most part, it's going to boil down to good one-on-one matchups and seeing what these guys can do, because, hey, this is the Super Bowl for this. For USA football, so you got the best of the country at this age group playing in this game, and so if you put them in a position where they can make plays, it's a plus.
And Brandon Younger, the head coach, and Brad Smithing, coordinator, they're talking with his Stripes team. They had to call a timeout there because it looked like the Stars had sort of gone into maybe a cover 1, cover 3, maybe kind of a bear front there.
Yeah, what you see is they'll bring the linebacker out there on the outside, and sometimes the offense don't recognize he can be unaccounted for.
And that safety dropping back now. Like standard cover two. They're running a twist to the middle, and they get to the quarterback. The defensive end runs the twist, shoots the A-gap, and down goes Strong.
Great job on what we would call the ET stunt, where the defensive tackle is going out, the defensive end is coming in, and if the guard does not turn in fast enough, that end is going to be free every time. That was a great job by the Stars team of running that ET stunt.
Well, Justice Ryder. The first thing they talk about when they look at this Stars defense, it starts with the ends. It starts with that defensive line. They're bookends down there.
I tell you, those guys are good, and they can run.
Man, they run a stunt again. This time, Jake's got to get rid of it. Strong's pass at the feet of his intended target, Massengill. You run longer than a 5-yard route, you're going to be in trouble right now.
Yeah, you can tell that the offensive line is struggling right now of picking those guys up. They brought the middle linebacker right down the middle, and it should be an easy pickup, but sometimes when you got a defense that's running stunts and you got your line start to worry about that, they can take their eyes off of guys running in the gaps, and that's what happened in that instance.
Now, you played offensive line in the NFL, Marcus, for about 10 years. You know, at this level, though, in a public school setting, as the Stripes have to boot this thing away, boy, nice spiraling. See, this is the best-looking punt of the day right here. I don't know if it will be in terms of yardage as Will Stallings Jr. secures it, and he's sort of going down and covering it up. But you get a punt like that at this level, and you kind of get excited about it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because, you know, you're always looking at the future. The kid is doing something that's great already. Mm-hmm. Just imagine where he's going to be in year 2 or year 3 as they develop strength and size in what they're doing. It's going to be exceptional. So you see kids do some great things at this age, you can always project to some greater things down the road.
Brandon Storr back in at quarterback for the Stars here. They've rotated 3 in there at that quarterback position. Micah Lewis only for about 1 in the middle. But one of the points I was going to make a moment ago is that typically in a public school setting, players at this age are not allowed to blitz. Once you get to the 8th grade level and higher, then a lot of teams allow you to do that.
Yeah, you know, it's like the next stage, the next learning curve in their involvement in the game. They allow them to blitz more. It's a learning curve for the offense to adjust as well.
Woodyard on the catch. He's made some noise at wide receiver today on 2nd down and 9. He picks up 3.
The Stars are really starting to effectively move the ball. You can tell they're more comfortable. Quarterbacks are more comfortable, and this is where you start to see guys start to shine. The playmakers start to step up and step out when it gets to this stage of the game.
Haven't seen a whole lot of vertical throws here today by Storr. This time he looks downfield and he's going to roll to his right. He's got 1 deep, but decides to go underneath again. And boy, Woodyard got squared up close to the 1st down. He needed about the 35.5-yard line. I don't know where they're going to give him, but he got close. And a great form tackle out there on the edge by the Stripes.
And what was impressive about Woodard is he held onto the ball.
Yeah.
And a lot of times receivers at this age, you know, if they get into close quarters, they have a hard time on concentrating and finishing the catch. But he did a great job of coming out there and looking for the quarterback because the quarterback extended the play. But he held on the ball on the tackle. That's an exceptional job of Woodard.
Storr really patient, too, on that throw. 4th down and short. Read option. They'll get the 1st down. Lewis to the middle and a little bit more after that.
Michael Lewis he did a great job of really just moving his feet. Sometimes as a running back, you're not always going to get a touchdown. You're not always going to get the big play. But it's those 3rd and shorts, those 2nd and shorts that really count for a long ways. And it actually helps the running back really understand the game a whole lot more.
You know, he recognizes the holes, runs to daylight really well. He's out of the pistol here. And a play action to him. Fired out of the flat. Ball grabbed. Short of the 1st down on 1st down and 10. Pick up 7. Go to the tight end that time as Tristan Patterson makes his first grab of the day. It's a big target, really good after the catch, too.
I tell you, that's one of the secrets of a spread offense is getting yards on 1st down. If you get 1st and 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, you put the defense in the bind.
Play number 6 of the drive, one of the more lengthy of the day, is Lewis on 2nd down and 4, picks up another Stars 1st down, approaching the red zone.
as I was saying before, if you get those second and shorts, the defense have to cover a whole playbook. They don't know if you can pass, you're going to run. You get them on their heels, and now that's when you can get some rhythm.
Yeah, and the Stars, they may decide to start stunning themselves. That's what the Stars did that on their last defensive series. And this time with play action, Story going to try to get to the edge, made a man miss. Pretty good showcasing of some speed there for him as he picks up close to 6.
He did a great job of reading that in, and usually when that quarterback reads that in and he closes, that's his job. He keeps the ball and takes it to the outside and see what he can get.
Longest drive of the day between these two teams as we go under 3 minutes here in the second quarter. Stars, should they score on this drive, would tie the ball game, and we haven't been there since the ball game began. They're going to go to the middle again, and Lewis broke a tackle, looking for the end zone, broke 2 at the goal line for the touchdown. 16 yards.
That was impressive. Lewis broke 3 tackles on his way to the score, kept his body down, kept his body lean down to use his size. And that's one of the things that, as a coach, you get excited about, seeing a young running back knowing how to run behind his pads, keeping his leverage, and you see you can run through tackles when you keep your leverage down low. He did a great job of that for that score.
Play 45-yard drive. And the Stars now have scored on back-to-back possessions. Michael Lewis to bang it through. Have not seen an extra point missed today. A lot of scoring in this first half. What did I say? Get there. And it limped through.
It may be more impressive than the run.
Game deadlocked at 21. He didn't get all of it. I think that thing rotated 1,000 times before it crossed the crossbar. It's not how, but how many.
I'll tell you, that's one thing you will see at this level. You'll see all your star players play several positions. But let's look at this run. He catches the ball. He gets downhill behind his pads, breaks the first tackle, stays behind his pads to run all the way through to the end zone.
Man,
I tell you, that was a grown man's run.
Yes, it was. They weren't. I mean, they tried to get him low. They weren't going after him up high, and he was breaking those tackles.
And that's one of the techniques that kids will learn, because when you are making the tackle, one of the things coaches always stress, you always have to hit the same foot, same shoulder, because that's where your power base comes from. So if you go in there and you try to arm tackle, it's going to make it difficult when you try to tackle a bigger, stronger back coming through the hole. And so that's one of the learning processes that these young guys will learn, especially on defense when you're tackling a bigger back.
I know this Stars defense has given up 21 points, but I think that the momentum that the Stars generate on defense helps their offense.
Oh, tremendously. I mean, their guys are flying around. They have 2 gifted defensive ends that are causing problems for the Stripes. And so as they're doing that, it's going to continue to really give them the confidence for the rest of this game.
Gardner Foster on the run back fails to get to the 20-yard line, and the Stars continue to mount the momentum. So the Stripes have to begin from their own 19, and that's kind of been a problem for the Stripes team the last 2 times they've had the ball. These are the 2 worst starting field position spots of the day for the Stripes. They started their last drive with their own 25, and this one will begin inside their own 20. Game deadlocked at 21 here at AT&T Stadium. Scott Garner alongside Marcus Bryce. International Bowl here in 2018, 9th edition. And goes in motion. That was Andre Craig. And 5, maybe 6. Pretty good run by Smolik, the quarterback. DeJuan Samuels making the play for the Stars. 2nd down and 5. Jet sweep on the pitch. They may stat that as a pass. Good move there by the wide receiver, Ferguson. Ferguson close to the first down, and I think they're going to give it to him. Had linesman approaching the 30, but Ferguson just kept pushing.
Great job by the Stripes of really trying to get the ball outside, try to neutralize the strength of what the Stars want to do. They want to get upfield their defensive end. So one of the quick remedies for that, run it up the middle, get to the outside. So that's one of the ways that they can settle this game and this offense down to where they can get the momentum back.
Stripes have 2 timeouts left. They're at their own 30. And now the referee will talk to the head linesman about an issue. The football, Marcus, has changed so much. I like how the line's getting down and the referee's over here on the sideline. The game's changed so much. When a team would start from its own 19, 20 years ago with about 2 minutes left on the clock, they wouldn't even think about trying to score.
No, you just kind of down the ball and let them run the clock out. But today the offenses are so aggressive that even if you have just a minute left of the clock, most coaches now really want to attack and get the ball down the field and play a tempo game to move the ball down the field as fast as you can to get a score.
Now Jackson Smolik ran the ball 3 times in the first quarter. Was 1 of 2 in that first frame. He hasn't done bad. Out of the pistol formation, they send a man in motion to freeze the linebackers. They get Smolik to the edge, and he runs for a first down here on 1st down and 10. Getting out of bounds, they get to conserve a timeout, getting 11 yards.
That was a great play call by the Stripes. They sent a guy in the jet sweep motion, and they did a read option, so that made the linebacker stay at home, leaving only the defensive end to contain the quarterback, and he did a great job of getting outside, getting that first down.
1:51 to go. Stripes beginning this drive with their own 19. They've moved it 22 yards already in the blink of an eye, using their speed to do it. Jake Strong, starting quarterback for the Stripes team. Pressured here. Dangerous pass, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Swerblies. And now the Stars have an opportunity late.
That was a great interception by Devin. Devin did a great job of really playing the quarterback eyes, and quarterback kind of led the ball a little bit too much, but he did a great job of closing on the ball, getting the interception for his team. That's one thing quarterback will learn, just to make sure that you close on that ball, not floating the ball, because if you have a free safety over the top of that cover 2, so most of the time it's going to be an interception.
45 yards away. Anderson rolling. Little backside pressure. He's going deep. Man's caught at the 30, and he's gone. This will be a touchdown for Carson Green. And the Stars don't waste any time. 45 yards on the strike.
That's typically what you do on the turnover. You get the ball, you want to attack down the field. Anderson did a great job of rolling out. He saw the receiver downfield, gave him a chance to catch the ball, and Carson Green once again did a great job of catching the ball. And he has the speed to get downfield, and he's been impressive this game.
Man, Carson Green has been an absolute monster on offense. Green, remember, 2 drives ago had that 1-yard touchdown run after the 53-yard spurt right up the middle to set him up 1st and goal. And Green's been everywhere today.
I tell you that he reminds me of another number 3 in high school from Newman, Louisiana, now playing with the Giants. Odell Beckham was running back just like he was in high school and had the speed and explosion. That's one of the things that you just get excited about when you see a young player have that type of, that type of one football IQ, but it's the talent, the natural talent that he's displayed throughout the game. He's run the ball well as pass, catching, and running.
Well, they go deep right after the turnover. Green takes it the rest of the way. 45 yards of the touchdown pass. Anderson to Carson Green. They didn't waste time.
One of the reasons why you attack when you get the ball, when you turn the ball over, is because the defense is on the heels. A lot of times when you have a change of possession, a new unit has to come in. They have to adjust to whatever the formation is. And so most offensive coordinators try to take advantage of a defense not being settled in by attacking downfield.
Stars take their first lead of the game. And they've done a really nice job. They scored 21 unanswered, Marcus.
I tell you one thing about what confidence, what momentum would do for a team. You're down 2 scores, down 14-0. The energy is not there. You get one big play, you wake your defense up. All of a sudden, your playmakers start to come alive, and that's what you're starting to see out of this Stars team.
The Stars really coming out, playing great defense. And that's what this team is predicated on. A lot of teams these days put most of their star players on offense, but they've sort of equally distributed them on this team. Good chance in return here for Ajon Bryant, and he lost the ball. It's loose. Stripes will keep it looks like. What a hit.
Yeah, that was a solid hit. It forced the ball out.
Wow.
And actually, the Stars get the ball. Another turnover.
Boy, the Stripes imploding here. A massive hit by Micah Lewis, the kicker.
I tell you, Micah Lewis is everywhere, running the ball, playing defense. Hey, he said, I'm a jack of all trades, but he did a great job putting his helmet right there on the ball.
Look at that technique.
That is great technique. That if you do not know, that is fundamental USA football tackle technique. He comes in, he same foot, same shoulder, closes on the tackle, wrap the legs. But one of the things he did that was a natural thing for him to do is he put his head on the ball.
I mean, if you watch that was absolutely incredible. It looked like a linebacker drill. He kept those shoulders so square.
He did a great job.
Look at this.
You see him close right here, wrap the legs. That's classic tackling right there. That was a great job by Lewis. Great job by Lewis.
So the Stars will have it. They've scored 3 straight touchdowns on their last 3 possessions. And they didn't look great in the first quarter on offense to start.
Yeah, you can tell that a little nervousness was set in, but offenses have to find their rhythm. They have to find it, and they found their stride at this point.
Anderson at quarterback, rolling with patience. Pressured now, and down he goes. Big sack. Chumley with the sack.
That was great coverage downfield. He tried to roll out looking for the 10-yard out. It was covered. The safety was deep. He just basically ran out of real estate.
Losing 4 on that play. Stars call a timeout. 1:04 to go. Stars with 2 left now in a 28-21 game. Did not start out that way. The Stripes at one point in fact, they had 2 different 2-score leads.
Yeah, you get a sense of the ebb and flow of the game where one team has the momentum, they're flying around, they're doing well, and then all of a sudden it just takes one play for the Stars to wake up to let their playmakers come out. You see the talent all over the field where each team can really be explosive, and it really comes down just to confidence and guys being able to be clued in at that moment to make those plays. And you need big plays both on offense and on defense. And right now the Stars are showing a lot more firepower on defense that's giving them the edge in this game.
So the Stars have it. Defensive end jumps, flag flies, free play coming up. Big deep throw for Anderson. Underneath throw, maybe a chance at an interference call, and here comes a flag.
That was a great job by Anderson. When you have a guy to go outside, hey, you try to take a free play and go down the field. Now, that's a quick learning curve that this young quarterback just did, because early in the game, he had the same play, but he fumbled the ball and didn't take advantage of a free play. But in this instance, he was able to do it.
Mentioned things imploding, and I got to tell you, Brandon Younger, the head coach for this Stripes team, this will be 2 flags on the defense. And they'll take the interference. It's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, but he's got to want to get this team into the locker room right now.
Yeah, he's really trying to slow it down and settle his team down. And when you have a situation where your team don't have the momentum, you just want guys to be clued in just to make their plays. Don't do too much. Just do your job.
Zekiel Anderson loves to make plays with his legs, and they sprint him out here. This is a run play all the way. He gets to the sideline before he's jostled out of bounds by Holcomb. But a nice run of the keeper, 7 yards on that play.
Anderson did a great job of looking at that defensive end. I tell you, once that defensive end turned his shoulders, there's no way he's going to catch the quarterback with that type of speed. And he did a great job of getting to the outside.
Boy, Anderson having a hard time. Watch this. Graham's the running back, and it looks like he's looking for maybe an option there, and the running back wasn't there, Marcus.
Yeah, sometimes that happened in an all-star game. You call a formation.
But the quarterback threw the out. He ended up running the corner. Power play to the middle on the play action. Anderson this time running out left and taken down from behind Lindsey had a piece of the jersey, but it's a first down run on 3rd down and 3. They're in the red zone for the 14-yard line, a pickup of 9.
I tell you, another thing that turnovers do for your team, it keeps that defense on the field. You can tell that the Stripes defense right now is pretty winded. Those outside runs here, getting outside, and there's not a lot of pursuit from the team, but Anderson's doing a good job of taking advantage of his team maintaining the ball.
Stars still have 2 timeouts here with a little more than a half a minute to go, and Zekiel Anderson looking downfield, ball caught.
That was a great catch in traffic and a great throw, really, because he had to make a decision either to throw or to run it. So once you have that little split second to make the decision, you have to let it go. But that was a great catch by Woodard to hold that ball in around amongst 3 defenders. That was a great job.
So they'll call a timeout here. They'll use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. And they'll be set up 1st and goal from the 4. Stars looking to score on 4 straight possessions. And really, I'm shocked at what I'm seeing out of the Stars offense, because they came out on their first 3 possessions, Marcus. The first 3 possessions for the Stars. Fumble, interception, punt. It looked like they had never seen a football before.
I tell you, that's what nervous energy will give a team. You come out, you're not comfortable. You know, you can see, you witness now the type of talent that they do have, but that nervous energy, especially on offense, will cause the team not to play together, and it really the miscues at quarterback will heighten the effect, because between the center and the quarterback, they handle the ball all the time, and so it becomes imperative that they are comfortable, because if not, you create natural turnovers that really takes away the momentum of your team. So Stars really bounced back. They really found their rhythm back into this game, and so you're seeing what they can do on display.
So the Stars trying to make it 4 straight touchdowns in a row. Bring Anderson back out at quarterback. Dorian Graham, the tailback. They'll give it to Graham to the middle, slowed up. Did he get there? I don't think he did. The ball came out, but they're going to rule him down. Thought it was a decent defensive play there by Ty Weber, the defensive lineman, to slow him up at the line of scrimmage. They'll call a timeout here, their last one.
The Stripes definitely want to keep them out of the end zone to try to gain some type of momentum going to the locker room. Goes up the middle. Great saving tackle by
come out. I thought he covered it up nicely, but the 66, we talked about him, and Weber had him around the waist, slowed him up. They might have had a little bit of the ball too. It came out, but you think his knee might have been down.
Yeah, you know, it's sometimes discretionary to the official. Sometimes he can stop the play before the official say it was a fumble or not. But that's one of the things when you don't have this game is an official replay where you can really take a look at that play and see if he had lost that ball or not.
Get it in. They may try to roll the quarterback out here. They're going to run it. Go to the middle and a touchdown. Micah Lewis puts it in from a yard out. 4 straight touchdowns for the Stars.
They just went up.
Another look at this touchdown.
Line did a great job of blocking on a simple counter play. The hole was nice and open where Michael Lewis just simply walked right through. That was a great job by that offensive line.
Some young players on display here that will be making some noise in high school. A lot of players coming through USA football have gone on to play big-time football in the league, haven't they?
I tell you, this game has really featured some great athletes over the years that went on and done some great things. And, you know, that's just a testament to the popularity of the game, and also to the team here of finding these athletes and bringing them on center stage where they can display what they can do.
So the Stars will kick it off. Micah Lewis, 5'5", 153-pound running back. It doubles as the place kicker out of Fort Lauderdale. Ready to bang this thing deep. He's got a good leg. He's going to squib it here, though, with not much time on the clock. He's going to get it to a lineman who thinks he's a running back. As Kevin Shoveley grabs it. Hey, he was trying to get to the outside.
He said he's going to make a play like everybody else.
They'll begin at midfield with 14 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
You know, you get a little older, you kind of get fixed in your position. But I can remember back in middle school, yeah, I would have tried to run that back. I need to get my 5 minutes of glory.
Hey, you know, a couple of the last 2 or 3 years in college bowl games, we've seen linemen catch touchdown passes.
I tell you, that's like a dream scenario.
So the Stripes have it back. Swing it out right side. This is Ferguson trying to get to the edge, gets squared up and pushed backwards by Fortenberry. Gain of about 6. 5 seconds to go, and the Stripes use one of their 2 timeouts left.
The Stripes will have at least one good play to try to get the ball downfield. They'll have to secure the blocking up front to give the quarterback a chance to get the ball downfield to see if they can get a score.
Second down and 3. As the Stripes will talk about it here. Seeing Brad Smithy talking with his team, offensive coordinator, trying to draw up something in the dirt here on a second down and 4 from 43 yards away. Last play of the half.
And one of the difficult things at this age, you may not have a quarterback that can reach that far, so you have to be innovative in the way that you call your routes to where if the ball is caught, that you at least have some blockers around to where your best player can make a play to get to the end zone.
Well, in a half that has featured 8 touchdowns between the 2 teams, 3 for the Stripes. They will try and put it in the end zone for the 4th time from 43 yards out. 5 seconds to go. They'll swing it. Flag coming in. Ferguson forced back inside. Time expires. We'll check on the penalty.
You're going to be flagged for legal motion, legal shift.
This will be declined, and this should in the half. And it will. So, a half that features 8 touchdowns sees the Stars with a 35-21